Where have you been all this time?
I ask myself that every day.
It's been quite a while since you've had a public performance.
Well, here,
Yeah.
I have been pretty busy with my other group up until the last 2 years or so. And that other group took pretty much all of my energy in a given performance season. So, if we did 2 or 3 tours in a year, that was quite enough for me as far as not only getting music together, but doing the organizational stuff and promotion and whatnot. So I haven't had time, and so it really wasn't until gigs for that band became fewer and far between that I really faced the music, so to speak, and said, it's time to try something here. And
What is it you're trying?
well, to some extent, I've had the Industrial Jazz Group, which is my big band in Los Angeles for going on 12 years now, and so I know how that band works. It's my baby, so I've got a strong rapport with all those people, and it's easy for me to write for that group, and I just kind of know it inside and out. And so in part I think I was looking to step outside my comfort zone a little bit, which is not to say that things are always comfortable with the big band music, but as I said, I knew how to do it, and so I wanted to I guess put myself in a situation with new people who I didn't know quite as well, and in a totally different kind of format. I mean, this group is a lot smaller, 6 people instead of 15.
Who are they?
The saxophones are David Valdez on alto and Scott Hall on tenor. And the rhythm section is Andrew Jones on bass, Todd Bishop on drums, Justin Morell on guitar, and I'm playing a little bit of piano in the group as well.
Did you know Justin in Los Angeles?
I did not. I didn't meet Justin until I came here, and I met him through Damien Erskine a few years ago. But none of those guys, Scott subbed with the Industrial Jazz Group when we did our very first show here back in 2007.
That was at the Mississippi Pizza?
No, that was before then. It was at the Someday Lounge.
Because the Mississippi Pizza show was quite memorable.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes.
It was for us, too.
Yeah.
But, having Scott play in the group for that one show was also memorable, so I sort of, filed him away as someone I would definitely like to work with at some point in the future. But none of the other people, are people I ever worked with or, had any musical relationship with. So, it was a totally new thing. It was a different kind of situation for me, and I think creatively I always look for that discomfort of something new or something unusual, because I find it very
Discomforting.
well, but also inspiring. I mean,
Yes.
that's where the writing comes from. So it's I don't really know. I'm not really sure how to describe how the music itself is different from the big band music, aside from the fact that it's smaller. Perhaps it's a little bit more jazz inflected. A lot of the big band music had gone heavily in a math rock kind of direction, or a quirky rock kind of direction. There's a lot more goofiness in the big band, I think. And this stuff is a little bit more, I don't know, not serious, but a little moodier, perhaps. A little more heavy emphasis on melody and lyricism.
No vocals?
No vocals.
Do you miss that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, you can do things with lyrics that you can't do with instrumental music and vice versa. So I miss it, but you know, I'll be doing it again soon. It's not the last time. So.
And you're playing it, of course.
I'm playing. That's very different for me. That's also
Yeah.
very much a getting out of the comfort zone thing, because I really stopped playing in the industrial jazz group and concentrated mostly on conducting in the performances. So you know, this is of course I play a lot in other situations, but not in my own groups, and not really creative music. So the trick is to try and be able to play, and then also try and make sure everything is staying together, because the music is still pretty difficult.
Yeah?
So that's the challenge.
Huh. Still funny though, huh? Some?
I suppose it's hard. I guess it's hard for me to escape that.
I hope so.
You know, that's in my personality. So even when I'm trying to be serious, sometimes things come out kind of silly. But I'm not trying. I don't want to overthink it. I just sort of wrote the music, and it's there, and you know, people will respond to it how they respond to it.
How are the rehearsals going?
Good, challenging.
Yeah. What's the challenge?
Well, the music's hard. You know, there's a lot of you know, time signature complexity and rhythmic complexity, and you know, things that I mean, I'm since I'm not really a trained composer in any sense of the word, I sort of learned how to do it by trial and error. So there's certain things that I just will write and say, of course this should be doable, because I can hear it in my head, so why not, you know? But it's not always that way. Sometimes you imagine something being, you know, very, very easy to execute, but if you don't play saxophone, or you don't play, you know, the drums or whatever other instruments you're using, you may not know in an immediate way whether that actually will work. And so, you know, there's some of that in the music. It's
What about what is the tune that you've given us to look at, or listen to?
the tune is called Antithesis, and the title, I guess it was one of the first things I wrote for this group, and the title tries to capture that sense of, you know, I've had this long experience with this other group, which I'm still having, but you know, this new thing is breaking from that somewhat and trying to go in a new direction, perhaps even a very unrecognizable direction compared to what I had been doing before. So that tune in particular, it's a guitar feature, and you know, it has a very, to me, it has a very late night, cool, moody, kind of dark sound to it, which is very, very different from things I do with the industrial jazz group.
Well, why don't we have them scroll down and listen to it? How about that?
Sounds good to me.